Alright, Cha. The final video I will ever record in this space. Quite a strange one, and of all teams, Birmingham. And of all performances, it had to be this one, but it is what it is. I'm going to waste no time, because as you can see, I've got a bit of shit left to do, so let's get cracking, shall we? Preston North End 2, Birmingham City 1. Very lucky result, in all honesty. It should have been a 1-1 game. The own goal in which they conceded was absolutely fucking horrific for any team standard, let alone championship, so if anything, I think we have gotten pretty lucky to walk away with 3 points and remain top of the table after this game. We should be second place right now. But I'm not going to complain. If anything, it's just going to keep fueling the lads. We're going to get more momentum out of this. So, yeah, good stuff. Happy days, not complaining. In terms of our statistics, we had 10 shots all game, 16 on for Birmingham. We had 3 on target to their 4, which, to be honest, I expected Birmingham to get a little bit more on target. I knew they'd have the more spoils of the possession out of both of us, absolutely, because they like to play a bit of a possessive football. We don't have a possessive game going on here. We like to play a ball forward that's relatively intelligent to try and get it forward as much as possible, and then try and turn it into a chance. That seems to be the aim this season. Whereas Birmingham are a very tall team that will win a majority of their aerial battles, and a team that will definitely keep the ball at their feet quite well. They have very good retention. And not only that, they're very pacey, which is something we don't have apart from Liam Miller. So, and Holmes as well. But other than that, yeah, Birmingham was going to be the first real test we had. And if anything, we've been quite lucky in that they had 6 key players out for this game, 4 injured, 2 suspended. So we got very, very lucky in what we were facing, because if we were facing the actual Birmingham first team, I think the result might have been a wee bit different. In terms of the team we played, we only made one change from the weekend, and that is substituting in Jack Watmore for Andrew Hughes, which was a questionable one. Of course, Hughes came off injured. Injured in the last game in the closing stages, but we didn't exactly know why. We weren't given the nitty-gritty details about that injury or what. As far as I'm aware, anyway, I didn't see anything about it. So take that with a grain of salt. But as far as things go, Watmore was literally just to replace Hughes based on him coming off in the previous game. Watmore always has a mistake lying in him. I'm a firm believer that this player he's not a bad player by any means necessary, but he does have a mistake just waiting to be had somewhere within him. He's an absolute donkey. So I was very nervous while they were on the pitch. Hughes did eventually come on after the chance for Hughes to come on after their first goal. I'm not sure if Watmore was at fault for it. I actually probably should have watched that back, but it's what it is. But in terms of how the players actually performed, instead of just slagging off one player, Woodman a 7. I'd probably give him an 8, to be honest with you. Even though they only had 4 shots on target the entire game, I thought his positioning was absolutely spot on. There wasn't too much you could do about that first goal. It was a very well worked team goal. But yeah, like I said, his positioning all day was very, very fucking good, and the saves he had to make were very good saves. Little they could do about Stanfield's well-placed, powerful strike, dealt well enough with everything else. Story a 7. Anderson caused him a few early problems, but he adjusted and improved, intercepting, clearing and winning headers high up the pitch. I'll pause there a minute after I've just read that name. Something that I noticed Birmingham were doing a lot throughout the game, considering they had a majority of possession. They went down like a sack of spuds all game. Any little shove or gust of the wind would throw them down to the floor. And it's a good job this game was selected for Sky coverage, because normally the championship games with Sky coverage are assigned the better referees in the league. If we was assigned the same shitty referees we normally get, I would have thought a lot more would have gone in Birmingham's favour, including some very dangerous free kicks. But yeah, a majority of these players were diving all the time and just not having anything. We give away a lot of fouls as it is, but this game we gave away 11, which, to be fair, is roughly the standard for us. But yeah, no, they went down very, very easily, and I just thought it was a lot of bullshit, especially that Anderson fucker. Right, Watmore 6, slotted back into the heart of the defence, cleared and blocked the ball well. Yeah, one sloppy moment in the second as his pocket was picked in a dangerous area. Lindsay a 6, struggled at times but had moved across to left centre back, which should not have been done. Stansfield got the better of him for the goal, but he kept his head up and played an important role in the closing stages, which is my only concern with Watmore having to slot in at centre back, not left back, for when Hughes is out, because that means Lindsay has to go to left back, and he's just not, left centre back. He's just not built for the left side. Lindsay is a solid brick wall in the middle, not left side or right side, which is why I was very curious as to why Watmore got the moments in the game and Cunningham didn't, considering Cunningham is naturally a left back. But anyways, Potts a 7, another committed shift, full of heart, positive in his attacking play again, sent a great chance over in the first half. McCann a 6, mixed 50 odd minutes for the midfielder who ran the yards and battled away but was loose in possession at times, which is why he got taken off. I saw a lot of people very confused as to why he was taken off, but that is why. He just played a couple of loose balls that weren't fantastic. Ledson a 7, another 70 minutes in the tie, put himself out and played tidy defence, splitting pass in the first half to Potts. But at the same time, of course, Ledson having those strange balls in him, he sent a couple in the wrong direction at numerous times. I don't know if I think he had a shot early in the first half. I can't remember, but yeah, I thought his defensive work was absolutely fantastic all game. But his passing play is getting better, surely, but he's still got a couple of them stupid passes. Miller a 6, couldn't get into the game early doors, but had a positive couple of runs at his man midway through the first half, ran himself into the ground and hobbled through the closing stages yet again. Frustrating first 20, then run and cross, tame shot distance. Brown an 8, man of the match for me, easily. Things didn't always go his way in the first half, but he stepped up big time in the second, provided a glorious assist for Osmagic's winning goal. He was immense all game, and as Lindsay said in his post-match press conference, Brown had the game by the scruff of the neck. Everything this man did all game was sublime, and I'm happy we're getting a glimpse of that prime Alan Brown back. And who knows, this could be prime Alan Brown. Dwayne Holmes a 7, another lively showing, carrying the ball, creating Potts' big chance in the first half, testing Ruddy from distance with a dipping second half strike. Very good strike. Everyone was encouraging him to shoot, and I thought don't shoot from there, but he had a go and it was a very good shot, so all the credit. And last but not least, Big Millie. His persistence and graft was rewarded with a moment he will never forget, being booked after scoring his first ever goal. Had been a tough night for him, but his finish to win the match was utterly ruthless. Fantastic stuff. Hughes a 6. Introduced shooting in the second half, equipped himself well while allowing Lindsay to return to his more natural central position, thank fuck. Brady a 6. Took him a bit of time to settle into the game, but some solid defensive work towards the end, which at that point is too late. Whiteman a 6. Added freshness to the middle, wanted to get the ball stuck in. And then Mads a 6. Worked hard off the ball, closing players down and doing the dirty work of the final 15. I got a feel for Mads because for the start of the season he was playing every game and he was playing quite well. But recently he's been taken out of the squad, and that's probably just because he's getting mixed signals on what he's wanted to do. Because what he was doing during the pre-season and what he was doing at the start of the season, which was staying in those rough number 10 areas and then just doing what a number 10 would do, he's not really being told to do the same thing anymore. Now the roles shifted a little bit, now that of course we've got Brown, McCann and Letton fit in the middle of the park and they're playing some good football. So, like I said, directions are changing a little bit now, especially now that we've got people up front who can do that job for him. So I feel bad for him considering he's come and he's got a lot of respect and praise from people just to then get taken off and now sidelined for 2 games in a row. Is it a fitness thing? Probably not. It's probably just a performance thing, but that's football. You just got to work hard to get your place. Alright, and then finally, Ryan Law's Birmingham vs Preston North End breakdown. Is the post-match reaction. 3 more points, that was the main objective tonight, and we got them. The first half performance was not what we would have liked to get, and concede early doors. Second half was a bummer, but the lads went and found a way. It was probably that bit of a kick up the arse we needed, but I always felt we were going to be well in the game and we found opportunities to score. I said to our lads that if we wanted to win the game, we had to raise it 30% after we conceded, and that's what we did, and the momentum was with us. We tweaked it a little bit and put Liam Miller up with Millie. Miller and Millie, love it. Brownie does what he does best, driving forward with the ball, sliding Millie in, touch, bang, finish, and that's what we've got for him. So that's what we've got him for. We just need to be a little bit higher as a unit. The distances in the first half were too tight, we were on each other's toes, we were on top of each other, and Millie was isolated on his own. And I think that as well is something I noticed whilst watching the game. It's where we went deadly wrong in the first half. A lot of the times we was pushing really deep, and by the time Birmingham got the ball, because of how fucking speedy they are able to make an extremely fast breakdown, and we quite often lost possession because, like I say, we don't exactly try to play possessive football 9 times out of 10, so it was a very dangerous game plan, especially against a team with that much pace. We got them in at half time, pushed them on to get a bit closer to Millie, and then we dropped it back down. Sometimes it's a game of chess. I'm actually no good at chess, believe it or not, but it's a game of tactical Noos? Google. Greek, sometimes to intellect or intelligence. Okay, so let's just say it's a game of tactical intelligence and what to do and when to do it. The lads take their instructions on board. It's in-game changes that you have to make in order to find a way, and that's what we did. When we scored the equaliser, part of me was thinking not to change it, but I thought no, let's go, because I thought we could go and win it. We wanted to keep winning, and I think that helped in doing so. It was a scruffy goal for us to concede. The ball was in the air and Lindsay let it bounce. It's a block tackle as he's getting back and it falls in favour of their player. The kid is a good finisher, he saw the near post and put it in, but there was no panic. 40 seconds in is hard to take, but we hadn't even got started. Fair play to the boys, they put it right. It was a moment to remember for Big Millie, who powered home the winner in devastating fashion. The club record signing took his shirt off in celebration, and Lobo leaves the Montenegrin and will only go from strength to strength. He actually said something to me at the end of the game. I think he was telling me that's what he is here for, in no uncertain terms. The language barrier is tough for him and the lads, but he's taken everything in he can, and visually he is good. We said to him at half time to stay in between the centre halves and we would find him. The more games he plays and the more English he picks up, the better he's going to be. He smashed it. Marshy actually said to me before the game on Saturday that Millie was rocking the net, and he's got a lot of power. It was a fantastic finish, and I could not disagree. It was a really good finish. So in terms of what's coming next for North End, we've got Rotherham at the weekend, which in theory is a game we should be going on to go and win. But knowing North End, things might flop. But then after that, our first 2 games in October are literally the trailing 2 teams behind us, being Ipswich and Leicester. So they're going to be some extreme challenges, especially considering we played Ipswich in pre-season. You might think we've got a better idea on how to deal with that team, but pre-season means nothing. Our pre-season was horrendous, and now look at us. 6 wins in a row, top of the table for 3 weeks straight. It's obviously things are very different, but like I said, it is what it is. We'll find out very soon at the weekend how things are going to go. So of course at the weekend you'll see me in a different space as well. If the video is late, that is probably going to be because I'm going to have 0 internet, so I'm going to be able to not get the video out, let alone find the resources to make the video, unless I just read it off my phone. But what fun's that when you can't see? So yeah, the Rotherham video will probably be out towards the weekend of next week, which of course I can't do anything about that. I apologise, but it is what it is. Moving is a bitch. So thank you so much for watching and the support so far. The next chapter begins for me and potentially for us as well. So will the North End continue the run? We'll find out with the weekend, I suppose. See you then.